Hello and welcome to Frank's School. Frank's School for the Humanities. This is actually my third year, 62nd day, first video of this school. But I'm going to put this on as a trailer, as the trailer now for my school. I did put a trailer on there, and I'll tell you, well, if you want to find it, I'll tell you how you can find it. It's a trailer and course catalog for the school. It's whimsical. I do a thing about hee-haw, and it was fun. But I realized since then, and it's of use too, if you get really seriously interested in taking the course, well, the course is graduating from the school. Well, you should take the time to look at those, to figure out what you're in for, if you're really going to join the school. Now, it's free, and the only way I'll ever know that you were in the school is if you let me know, and later I could tell you more about that. But what I want to do today is draw your attention to the playlists. They're on the same page where you are now. If you, I think, or at least at the original, whatever you call it, my home page. If you look down, there it says playlists, and if you scroll across to the right, you will see more, and then ultimately it'll say, do you want to see them all, 30 plus playlists? And if you click on that, there's all these playlists, and you have to even say load more at the bottom. I think at the moment there's 32 playlists. Well, what I did was I took individual videos where I had taught, and I gathered them together if they were consistently about a certain subject. You see, the course itself, or the school itself, is still, and maybe always will be, set up for somebody to begin at video 1.1.1 and go right up through to, that's the first year, first day, first video, all the way up to the third year, 62nd video today, day, and then first video. It's set up to go in that order, for beginning with, say, 8th graders, and then 9th graders for the second year, now 10th graders for the third year. But the truth is, most of my viewers, by far, are not following that order, but rather they have particular videos that they find interesting, or particular subjects. So that was one of the reasons I decided that I should gather these playlists together. One of the playlists is called Trailer and Course Catalog. It doesn't say whimsical, but if you go to that playlist after this, well, I may even put this at the top of that playlist. I probably will. Then you would see much more probably than you'd even want to know about this school. But just like when you enroll in a college or you enroll in a private school, you need to give it a lot of thought. Do you want to start this and then quit? What are you getting in for? Well, I think it would be worth your while, especially for any of you who really seriously think about having your child, or you with your homeschooled child, or, well, it's a little hard to imagine in a public school, but using the material for 3 years or more. But anyway, besides just looking at the playlist, I wanted to just tell you a little bit about them. I could group them better. There's a series called Guided Viewing, where I teach about different movies that I showed in school. I used to be a public school teacher, and almost most of this material, well, it's certainly in the first year, by all the material I think I used in public school. Well, the guided viewing was of the movie Much Ado About Nothing, a lot of discussion about Romeo and Juliet and Shakespeare, and the movie Shakespeare in Love, A Midsummer Night's Dream, Renaissance Man, Brother, Sun, Sister, Moon. I skipped Willow, I got it out of order, Willow, The Taming of the Shrew. Now each one of those would probably be a week or a 2-week investment if you were using it the way I used it. So there's that group, and to some extent I've grouped it together. Another group is about language. Linguistics is really where that should start. and then traditional English grammar, diagramming sentences for fun, then going into foreign languages, beginning Spanish, beginning French, beginning Latin, beginning German, and then ultimately loving German. Those are separate playlists, but if you decided that you wanted to see about all these languages, that would be the order to do it in. You should really start, I think, with linguistics, and then get your English grammar down. That's the order I taught this in public school. Anyone who speaks English knows English grammar. It's just a matter of analyzing what you know, and then you can use those terms to then go on to talk about the foreign languages. So that's a group. There are a couple about actually skill in writing. One of them is how to write verse, how to write poetry that rhymes and has a beat, how to punctuate and have fun with it. Those are actually skilled, about developing a skill. Now, in the first year, I went in chronological order, and I didn't put that as one huge playlist because it would have just been too long. But I am gradually separating the periods out. The ones I have separated out so far, I think, are Greek, the Old Testament as literature. That's one of the playlists. Greek literature, Romanticism. There was enough interest in my teaching of Romanticism that I thought I should probably do that. I guess the only other one, a couple that I'll tell you about separately, is are two 57 water-powered grist mills in Picon and Falon. That's part of there you would go to Portugal or Spain, and the ruins of a mill in Galicia. Those two would go together and make sense. Well, I'm doing this so that if you have taken the time to listen to me, now you know how to see, well, what's in Frank's school so far. And it continues. I mean, there's going to be more. But I think that's maybe the clearest way that you could decide, well, do I want to try that, or do I want to try that, or do I want to try that? Remember, what is not on there as a playlist is the ultimate playlist, which begins there and so far is up to there and is approaching 1,000 videos long. So I hope this might be of some use to you, and if you or you think your child should take the course or try to take the course, just go right on now and watch this trailer, which, as I say, it's sort of whimsical. It's but anyway, you'll see if you go there. All right. Well, if you decide to join, see you next time. Maybe tomorrow. That would be the 63rd day of the third year. So, bye for now.